Anna, did you have any questions before we got started?
Hey, sorry, I can't hear you. Let me see. All right. Can you talk?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Uh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, now I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I'm just going to control the slides on my end.
Mhm.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Schulich School of Engineering Engineering Edge presentation, where we will be discussing the energy engineering program that can be offered as a pathway through either SATE or NATE. So before we get started, I just want to acknowledge the traditional territories of the people of the Treaty 7 region in southern Alberta. This includes the Blackfoot Confederacy, which is comprised of the Siksika, Piikani, and the Kainai First Nation, as well as the Tsuut'ina First Nation and the Stoney Nakoda, which includes the Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Wesley First Nations. The city of Calgary is also home to Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3. So, hi everyone. My name is Ali Barrett. I'm the Manager of Community and Social Impact here at the Schulich School of Engineering. I'm very excited to talk to you tonight about our energy engineering program at the Schulich School of Engineering. I'm also joined by Dr. Anna Beneker, who is the Program Director for the Energy Engineering Program, as well as Kyle from our UCalgary recruitment team, as well as and Lorraine from our Engineering Student Center, who can help answer any of your questions related to the engineering side of your admissions process. Before I turn it over to Dr. Beneker, I just want to let you folks know that if you have any questions, feel free to plop them into the Q&A at any point in time, and we will be answering those in the chat, and we may also answer some of the questions live as well. We're very excited today to showcase a bit more about our energy engineering program, how you can apply, as well as what you would be learning in the energy engineering program here at Schulich. I will pass it over now to Dr. Beneker to chat a little bit more about the logistics of our program.
Thank you, Alison. My name is Anna. Thank you for the kind introduction. And I am the director of the energy engineering program at the University of Calgary. I myself am an assistant professor in the Department of Chemical and Petroleum Engineering. But this program is open for a large variety of engineers. So just to start us off, what is engineering? Right? So engineering is a broad spectrum of education or of professions that covers building. So civil engineers, they build buildings, but they also design roadways, build dikes, for instance. But also software engineering, where you build computer programs to calculate things or applications on your phone. Chemical engineers work to build materials, to make smarter materials, and to design processes to make these materials. But engineers also have a role in protecting the environment. So for all processes that we have, we try to assess, can we make this more environmentally friendly? Overall, engineers work on problems that maybe 10 years ago we didn't know we'd have, or 20 years ago. And so in the future, engineers will work on problems that we don't know as of yet. The program that you're interested in, or potentially interested in, is the energy engineering program, which is a specific program designed for graduates of diploma programs, so technologists. And we specifically designed this program to be 24 months, so 2 years in total, or 2.5 years in semesters, as people would say, that you can add to your technology degree. So once you've graduated from SAGE or NATE, you can transfer into this program starting in May. And in 2 years, you will be able to get your engineering degree, after which you can apply to the provincial professional board and become an official engineer or a professional engineer. This degree is 2 years or 24 months of courses, and it has been accredited relatively recently. We actually went through accreditations last year, so the accreditation will be updated for the coming semesters. And it's a full-time program at the University of Calgary. Within the program, if interested in that, you can do an internship. So that will be a 12 to 16 month internship. And then your program, of course, would extend by 1 year. In total, you'll take 2 years of courses, or 24 months. After you got a high school diploma, on this slide you can see the path. A high school diploma with some required courses in math, physics, and chemistry, very similar to the required courses for other engineering programs. And then you finish your post-secondary diploma, so at SAGE or NATE, in any of the subjects that are there, so chemical, petroleum, mechanical, or power technology. And then you can transfer into our program, which is a Bachelor of Science in Energy Engineering. And after that, become an engineer in training at your future job. Can I get the next slide? The program that we have is fairly intense in terms of courses. After you get your diploma, you'll start in May. Courses for this program start in May. This is the only program that takes May intake. And then there is 2 semesters, spring and summer, in which semesters you both take 3 courses. Those are courses that some are very basic engineering courses, so some introductory courses on thermodynamics, on fluid mechanics, but also some math courses, because then in September you'll start the regular semesters, which are longer but have more courses, in which you will develop your engineering skills further. You'll do a 3rd year. So the first year that you're here, you're actually going to be called 3rd year students, in which you will deepen your engineering knowledge. You'll have some room for technical electives, which are in the energy space, and you'll have some design courses and some economic assessment courses in that program. Then in May, when spring starts, you have the option to do an internship. That could be a 4-month co-op, or it could be a 12-month internship or 16-month internship. And then you'll come back for a regular 4th year engineering program from September to April, in which you'll also have capstone design. So just as any other engineering undergraduate degree, you'll finish up with a large project in which you will design or develop a product. And in that 4th year, there's also still quite a bit of room for technical electives, because this program is called energy engineering, and but it's related to all types of energy, right? So, and depending on what your interests are, you can pick technical electives to focus more on the petroleum energy, which is quite large here in Alberta, or look at renewable sources of energy, energy storage, those kinds of topics. So there is a bit of flexibility in that program. All courses do have to be related to energy, though. And I think that was what I wanted to say about this slide.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Beneker. That's a very good overview of what the program looks like. I'll turn it over the next couple slides to Kyle, who can chat a bit more about important dates as well as the admissions process.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Ali. I really appreciate it. I am Kyle. I'm with the student recruitment and admissions team. So hopefully I can help answer any questions that you have regarding the application process. But as Dr. Beneker mentioned, this is one of the only programs that we have that actually has that spring intake. So classes for this program actually begin on Wednesday, May 3rd this year, opposed to the fall intake when we normally have most of our intakes coming in for our undergraduate students. The other date that you really want to keep in mind is that application deadline, which is February 1st. So you do have about a week right now to get everything in on that side. And it is important to make sure you give yourself the allotted time to make sure you can get everything submitted before that February 1st deadline, as they are quite rigid in nature. The other piece that you would like to keep in mind is that transcript deadline of February 15th. So you do have a couple of weeks after that date to make sure that everything gets in on that side. One of the really nice parts about the application process, though, is that everything can be done right online. And then when you actually complete that application, you're going to have a student center portal that has all the information that you're looking for. So you'll have a nice to-do list in there. Any of the documents that we request from you will all be posted within that to-do list. You'll be able to get your status updates through that student center portal as well. So you'll want to continuously go back there just to make sure that you have everything that you need completed, and then see exactly where we're at during that application process. Now, if you do want to live on campus, there are a couple of great options for that as well. So you do want to make sure that you get that application in prior to May 1st. If you do so, you do get 2 years of residence guaranteed. So we have some really great options from that standpoint. We do have single occupancy rooms and double occupancy rooms. The single ones are a little bit more competitive to get, but they are a nice setup. So you can certainly put your name in for that, and it'll be a lottery-based system to get a single room within residence. And then the double occupancy can be a really great setup as well. So if you do have somebody that you want to live with, generally you can put their name down, they put your name down on the application, and that's something that we can accommodate. If you don't have somebody you want to live with, that's okay. Normally, you'll just fill out a quick questionnaire, and we have a great compatibility algorithm that we utilize to find a like-minded individual, somebody that you can spend a good amount of your time with. So I believe Dr. Beneker mentioned as well, we do have a very selective program here. So we only have 50 spots available for this program. So there aren't too many there, but it means great class sizes and a really great process and program for you. That competitive admission average is a 3.3, which generally is about that B+ average. So that's one thing that you're going to want to make sure of through your diploma program that you're currently completing. Now, if you've done 3 terms and you haven't completed the diploma program to date, we're going to utilize the completed coursework to be able to do your application and do your eval based on that. If you are completed the full program, then we'll utilize the full program to do the evaluation. One of the really nice things, as I mentioned, is that those transcripts are obtained directly from NATE. So most of the time, as long as you have the right information in your application, we'll be able to pull those on your behalf. And again, it'll state that right within your to-do list as well. So make sure that you keep an eye on that once you submit that application. Now, when it comes to the other courses that you're going to need, we have a certain number of high school required courses. And even though we're not necessarily evaluating the grades that you have within these high school required courses, it is still important that you have them completed. So those courses are going to be English 30-1, Physics 30 and Chem 30, Math 30-1 and Math 31. So make sure that you pay attention to those as well. If you don't have those, then certainly something that you can reach out to us about, and we can talk to you about different opportunities to be able to obtain them in order to enter this program itself. The other thing that you're going to want to pay attention to are the different post-secondary equivalencies that you can utilize to potentially have Chem 30 or Math 31 during that application process. So again, if you have any questions there, please feel free to let us know. At this point, I'll pass it on to our next presenter.
Thank you, Kyle. And again, we know we've given you quite a bit of information so far. So if you do have any questions, don't hesitate to put them in the chat or the Q&A. At this point, I'd like to dive a bit deeper into what makes the Schulich experience so enhanced and how we really aim to support students within our programs. So the first of which is through our enhanced education. So we offer a mentorship program as well as an engineering leadership program. So we are really working to see how we can support our students both inside and outside of the classroom, and what skills that they might need in order to succeed as a career in engineering. So through the mentorship program, you can gain advice from older students who have already kind of gone through the ropes and done their first year through the energy engineering program. And we also offer a leadership program, which has different tiers where you'll learn different skills related to developing your leadership skills and professional development for when you enter the workforce, such as effective communication, project management, and successful networking. Our leadership program is one of our most successful extracurricular programs that we run. We have about 600 students who cycle through the 3-year program right now. So it's very popular, and we're constantly enhancing it to ensure that we are supporting our students. Next, I want to dive more into our extraordinary experiences, such as our global learning opportunities. This includes trips during reading weeks, as well as volunteering overseas. These are highly subsidized travel opportunities. And as I mentioned, some of them will occur over your reading week, so you don't have to add any extra time onto your degree. They're typically department specific, depending on what program you're in. So the energy engineering program would have its own kind of category of global experiences. Just as an example, a few years ago, we sent a few students to Peru to set up some sustainable electricity systems. So it's a really good way to kind of gain that practical hands-on experience, gain a global experience, and also, it looks great on a resume as well. We also offer outdoor leadership experiences. So we take groups out snowshoeing or cross-country skiing in the mountains, hiking, etc. And there are other kind of longer-term study abroad opportunities as well. And as I mentioned, these are highly subsidized. So we have a Schulich Student Activities Fund, which provides up to $500,000 per year towards student learning opportunities outside the classroom. So we really want to make sure that all of these opportunities are easy for our students to access. In addition to global experiences, we also have over 80 engineering clubs and teams. So I think at the university now there's about just over 150 clubs and 80 of them are in engineering. So there's lots of different ways that you can get involved with your school outside of the classroom. We have Schulich Soundstage, which is dedicated to music and kind of integrating that art into engineering. We have a number of highly successful vehicle teams, Engineers Without Borders, Women in Science and Engineering. We have a few clubs dedicated to aerospace engineering. Really, whatever you're interested in, there's likely a club for you. And if you happen to come up with a unique idea, we have the resources for you to set up a new club as well. Our vehicle teams are really popular. So for example, we have a solar car team. They actually just won first place at the Formula Sun Grand Prix in Austin, Texas. There we beat teams from Waterloo, Berkeley, North Carolina, etc. So our teams are actually very competitive, and again, it's a really good way to kind of develop those engineering skills outside of the classroom. Another great addition to the Schulich School of Engineering is our Engineering Maker Multiplex. So in 2018, we launched our M Squared, our Maker Multiplex, where we help grow the maker community on campus and within Calgary. So we have a variety of different labs and spaces where our students can access high-end 3D printers. We have a fully equipped recording and sound studio. There's a bunch of different instruments that students can use in there as well. Industrial tools, so we have woodworking, machining, and metal making. We have a paint booth, so this is what our vehicle teams use to help design their vehicles and make them look really cool for their competitions. We also have an art and textiles room, so if you're interested in wearable technologies or learning a bit more about sewing, that we've got that for you as well. And then we have our robotics maker space where students can kind of learn some of those 3D computer coding skills in a bit more of a hands-on and fun way. And finally, we have our design headquarters. So this is where you can go in to really just learn more about what the makerspace entails, how you can sign up for training. And what I really want to highlight is that all of this is completely free for our students to access. So we highly encourage our students to kind of gain these experiences outside the classroom and really get hands-on with their learning, especially for students who are coming in from SAIT and NATE. You already are kind of coming in with those more hands-on skills and experiences, which is what is really going to enhance your engineering degree. So we're excited for students like you to play around in our Maker Multiplex. we recently launched a new addition to the maker space called Zeta. So this is a hub of digital research and teaching innovation, and it's our vehicle for digital transformation. So within Zeta, researchers and students can come together to develop integrated digital solutions. In our Zeta space, we have a fully equipped virtual reality lab with augmented reality and virtual reality equipment. This is personally one of my favorite sections of the makerspace. So much fun to really get to see augmented reality and how engineers can use that technology to help improve our designs. It's also the home to our Internet of Things lab, where we can explore sensor and software development and gather data. So again, a really cool addition to kind of enhance your learning experience here at Schulich. We also place a strong emphasis on Schulich wellness and resiliency of our students. So we have a whole space dedicated to Schulich wellness, where we offer free yoga and meditation a few times a week. We also bring in pet therapy. If you come to our building, you'll notice that we have exercise workstations all around the building, so you can actually ride it on an exercise bike while also studying for your exams. We have what we call our decompression zone. Essentially, it's just filled with a bunch of arcade games. So we have ping pong tables, shuffleboard, old pinball machines. So that the decompression zone is often very busy during the school day as students kind of in between classes, a place for them to come and hang out, get to meet some of their peers and decompress between their classes. So engineers work really hard, but there's lots of different ways that you can kind of get involved with your community and really get more out of your education here at Schulich. Another really great benefit of Schulich is our Engineering Career Center. We have a fabulous team who's here to support you from day one. You'll get specialized engineering career support when it comes to preparing your resume, your cover letter. We have a team who can help you practice for interviews. We actually collaborate with a lot of our industry partners. They'll send representatives to come in to do some mock interviews. We have a whole team who are dedicated to helping you with your internship. As Dr. Beneker mentioned, as an energy engineering student, you are eligible for the internship program. So you would apply for this after you finish your third year. Internships are usually 12 to 16 months of paid work experience. So we have several internship placements at Garmin right now, as an example. They actually just opened their head office in Concord a few years ago. But essentially, you can take your internship wherever you can imagine. So many of our students will work in Calgary or Alberta, but our students will also take their internship international. We have a number of students who are working at Tesla. A few slides ago, I'd mentioned our vehicle teams. Well, one of them is working with Tesla actually to kind of take their gas-powered vehicle and turn it all electric. So Tesla donated some of their batteries, and they're working with the student group to see how they can implement this within their vehicle team. So it's a really cool way to see how students have kind of maneuvered their internship into their clubs and teams as well. So doing an internship obviously adds time to your degree, but it really does create a lot of value for you as a student, as well as for the employer. So it does add some time onto your degree, but it's really worth getting some of those practical paid work experiences. And, many of our students actually get offered full-time employment after they finish their degree. As I mentioned, while we do offer many internships in Calgary and Alberta, we also offer internships globally. So we have internships going on in Spain, Germany, the United Kingdom, the US, China, Japan, etc. So there's lots of different ways where you can take your degree and see where your work experience can take you. So that really summarizes what are the Schulich School of Engineering enhanced experiences and what we call our Schulich School of Engineering Edge. If you do have any questions after the presentation today, please reach out to us at discoverengineering@ucalgary.ca, and we can connect you with whoever can answer your question. But with that, that kind of brings our formal presentation to an end. At this point, we would take some time to answer any questions. We've shared a lot of information with you, so if you need anything clarified or if you want us to go back to any slide, just let us know. We're happy to help answer any of your questions.
So I see your question, Dan. So the internship is optional. If you take the internship, you're essentially extending your degree with 1 year. If you don't take the internship, then after, so let's say you enroll in the program this May, you'll have 1 full year of courses until next May, right? So the winter semester that is ends at the end of April. Then you'll have a 4-month break, at which you can do a co-op. Students do 4-month co-op or research, paid research within the university, or just take a job or take vacation, whatever. And then you'll come back for your 4th year in September. And then September till April is the 4th year of courses, which means that you'll be graduating if you start this May, if you don't take an internship, you'll be graduating in 2 years from now, April of 2025. That will be. All right, great, thank you. And maybe to add to that, I do see quite some students who don't take an internship, because some people have quite some experience in the industry already before going into this program, and they really just want to get that engineering degree as soon as possible or as fast as possible. And that is a completely viable option that actually quite a lot of the students take. I'll give that question to Kyle. What is tuition like? Or maybe Allison.
Sure, I can take that one. Tuition definitely varies by program, of course. The best place to go and look at everything is on our cost estimator. So it really tailors it towards you, the individual. So if you type in UCalgary cost estimator, that'll take you right online, and you can input all of your own personal information so that you can really get a good estimate of what it's going to cost you for year one. It does vary by program, so that'll be the best spot. And it does vary year to year a little bit as well. So keep that in mind as you go through that process.
And I see that Lorraine is also trying to answer this probably. Okay, so there's a link in the chat now, then where you might find extra information.
And again, if you do think of any questions after the session today, please reach out to us at discoverengineering@ucalgary.ca. We'll be happy to answer those there. If there are no other questions, I just want to say thank you to everyone who joined us this evening, as well as thank you to our presenters, so Anna and Kyle, and thank you to Lorraine for representing the Student Center team.
Thank you for organizing and thank you for being here. I hope to see you in fall or in May and welcome you into our program.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye. I hope the
Thank you.
recording will be good enough to post.
Have a
Yeah,
good evening.
Yeah.
bye, everyone.